This is also a time where you can be rather caught up in your own emotion and feel that your vibration is too low to resound with the higher planes, but making your energetic connection known to them, reaching a hand and calling out, and then being able to hold your hand and assist by pulling you up into their plane. So not letting this be a barrier to your communion. Many of you who are undergoing transmissions at this time, that which is creating an upgrade in your psyche and energy fields, that where you may be seeking assistance, seeking an answer, wondering, how do I deal with this energy? Everything feels expansive and all at once, and things are coming at me, and yet I do not know how to shield them. The nurturing of the pet, the interplay between humans in your family, the feeling of expansive love in your chest, the sense of calmness and peace which can wash over you when looking upon certain scenes, certain colours. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle Robinson. I'm a psychic medium, I'm a channel, and I'm an intuitive mentor. So I just wanted to address a couple of things about the last episode. One was the unexpected information that came up around children, and I just want to say, sometimes I wonder why we need to know this. I was quite happy not having any of these awarenesses, but on a bit of reflection, I see this as a motivation for us, a motivation about what's going on and why and what's happening with Mother Gaia and what it is that we're trying to raise our vibration to move away from. So so maybe just taking on that information, maybe there's something more. I'm hearing piecemeal, so there could be even little pieces of jigsaw which fall into place around this to assist in some of these scenarios. I'm not entirely sure, but I do feel there's always a reason for these awarenesses. The other thing is I have had messages from some people who are starting to receive the energetic activation or upgrade that's been talked about on this channel, once quite in detail in the membership. So anybody that wants any kind of further insights, I do share these in the membership, so they get a special channeling, and Spirit usually lets me know which channelings they receive as well, as sometimes just a little bit more information, that which sometimes can be a little bit like, oh my gosh. So that's what's shared in the members. So if you want to join the members, I have my own membership on my website that also has the members videos posted in there from the inner sanctum level, and then intuitive growth circles and masterclasses is the inner temple, and then the YouTube membership is just press the join button underneath my video, and that will take you into that membership. Just, I think there's been a little bit of confusion. Okay, I think that's it for me for the moment. So let's just tune in and see what information is coming through today, forthcoming. I am getting an awareness of an angelic presence while I was meditating or just doing my thing before I start, just making sure my energy is clear and clean and very high vibration. I also got an indication of a Buddha. It was like the happy, joyful, laughing Buddha. So I'm not sure. So I'm just going to close my eyes and see what wants to come through. Okay. I'm hearing Yeshua. Yeshua is going to walk with us again today. He is making himself available to resound with us again. And once again, he's walking down his path, and I'm walking beside him. I'm actually, I just stepped back and saw myself for a moment, and I saw myself in my clothing that I'm wearing currently. He's put out his hand on my arm again, as if to say, walk with me a while, let's walk and talk. I have much to share as usual, and you being very amenable to my conversation, and your viewers enjoying my content upon your channel. So sending a blessing to your viewers and wishing to impart upon them some more knowledge which we can share through Michelle, this vessel, today. He's asking me to just relax because I have been really busy up until this point, and then he will be able to start the transmission. So I was just going into my own head there for a moment. I actually have got a bit of a headache today, so I hope that doesn't get in the way. He's saying that if I can go deep enough, we can work around this, that you are able to meditate in whatever state, whether sickness or health, that he is amenable to conversing with any of you, no matter which state you are in. If you are currently residing in a cancer ward, in a hospital, or in a state of illness, that this makes no difference, that he is able to resound with you, to hold your hand, and to provide some blessing and some light relief in the way of a form of healing. So please do not let this be a barrier. Also, if you are undergoing grief, this is also a time where you can be rather caught up in your own emotion and feel that your vibration is too low to resound with the higher planes, but making your energetic connection known to them, reaching a hand and calling out, and then being able to hold your hand and assist by pulling you up into their plane. So not letting this be a barrier to your communion. Getting my tongue tied today. He's also saying that you can resound with him at any time. He's saying this one going for a cycle ride yesterday, which he was very glad to see. And I'm seeing myself on the bicycle, and there's just sun twinkling in through the trees. So it was actually a rail trail with forestry on either side, and it was very beautiful. He's saying that because it was difficult to converse, it was rather bumpy, and I was with my husband and I was going behind him, that I then used that opportunity to touch base with Spirit, and I did get some information. I can't even remember what it was about now, but it was helpful, and it was just a moment that I took, an opportunity, a window, you might say. So taking these opportunities when you are sitting in the car and the scenery is passing you by, allowing your mind to relax and opening up, allowing these moments of conversation. When you are kayaking upon the sea, and either solo or your fellow kayakers are somewhat ahead or behind, there's also a rhythmic motion that becomes underway with this, and same with when you're running, when you're walking, when you're swimming. This rhythm, this it's almost like the monotony. There's a certain part which is an autopilot, allowing your mind to rest and relax, and therefore drift. So your body knows what to do. It knows when to breathe. Your arms know when to move. Your legs know when to pump. And use this as an opportunity to free your mind, to lift your vibration while you are undertaking something which gives you a joyful and pleasurable feeling, to commune with the ethers, with the other side, you might say. There are many angelics and others on this realm who would drop in, make themselves known to you, and begin that energy of communion, of healing. There is much healing that can be gleaned from the higher planes, that where Raphael can step in, him carrying the green ray, that which can interplay with your heart, with your soul, with your energy field, with your psyche, in a very relaxing and enjoyable way, that which can provide healing for past ill hurts, emotional blocks, even past life issues, that which helps to dissolve these, to allow you to move past, to have a better sense of peace and serenity. So being a matter of the intention being the energy that says, I would like to achieve this task. I would like to concentrate my energy on performing this ritual, this connection. And therefore this energy being very concentrated, and the universe being very clear about what it is that you are requiring, and therefore being able to assist. So taking the first half step, you could say, and Spirit assisting by falling alongside and taking that full step with you. There are many of you who are undergoing transmissions at this time, that which is creating an upgrade in your psyche and energy fields, that where you may be seeking assistance, seeking an answer, wondering, how do I deal with this energy? Everything feels expansive and all at once, and things are coming at me, and yet I do not know how to shield them. I am concerned that I may be allowing something into my energy field, something nefarious. This is a concern that all, including this vessel, had during stages of her journey. And so here are some simple tools that will assist you. So I'm seeing taking a deep breath in, expanding your lungs. While you expand your lungs, calling in the light, expanding that light to surround and protect you. Reaching down with your feet, taking your awareness beyond your feet as though you have roots which are gathering and connecting in with Mother Gaia. These which are anchoring you, keeping you secure, and drawing that light up from the earth into your body. Taking your awareness up above your head, connecting into the moon's energy. Feeling moon's energy and bringing it back down, allowing it to interplay upon your psyche and your energy fields. Deepening your breath, lifting your chin, filling yourself with light, not allowing yourself to start dwelling on the things that you may be open to. You are no more amenable to this than what you were previously. But now you are aware of the interplay of energy on your body, and therefore, for some of you, this can bring in uncertainty and a little bit of fear. So the expansiveness of joy, the feeling confident that you are integrating light within your body. This is a rise in vibration and therefore a raising out from your previous state, a heightening, you may say, a raising of your frequency, that which is gathering you even closer to the higher realms. So not being worried so much about what is residing below, for actually you have taken a further step into a higher consciousness, not one which has taken you down a lower rung. So actually trying to really absorb and find joy in this new heightened state. There is much enjoyment to be had here. So simply just from the raising of the face to the skies, to feel the sun playing upon the body, the nurturing of the pet, the interplay between humans in your family, the feeling of expansive love in your chest, the sense of calmness and peace which can wash over you when looking upon certain scenes, certain colours. This may also interplay upon you in a way where you start to hang up your drearies, browns and blacks and greys in your wardrobe, seeking something lighter, more comfortable, more uplifting. That also where you don't feel so strict in your nature, and perhaps where your face, just seeing someone frowning and being very strict with the children, but actually feeling more in flow, in peace, and laughing with them and allowing them their follies and their play, not being so, just seeing the frown lines again, relaxing of the lines upon the face, the worry, the creases. So enjoying this interplay. For some of you, this may mean communing, and I'm seeing a loved one on the end of the bed. I'm actually seeing a grandma, and she's kind of, just got an energetic whoosh on my left-hand side. It's probably my grandma. A grandma on the end of the bed, and she's almost translucent, see-through. So you may start to interplay with spirit, being aware that their dimension is now a lot more accessible, that you are residing or swinging between a third and fifth and starting to move into a fifth dimensional state. This is a state where some of you are beginning to vibrate more and more commonly. The spirit dimension residing on the sixth dimensional layer, this is now much more accessible. So the pathways between being one that you can breach. So just think of this as a conversation. You can reach out and allow this interplay. Do not draw back in fear. Also, you have your loved ones and your ancestors in spirit who are minding who it is that is able to come through and communicate with you. So being open, again, the more open, the more light and bright, the more enlightenment I was hearing, and joy that we're feeling, then what we interplay with is going to align beautifully with this, and then we don't need to be concerned. Okay, I'm just being told that if this is something which causes you concern, if you're naturally worried about this, then your solar plexus, which is just below your breastbone, just spending a moment and imagining a beautiful sun there, and then just expanding that out and letting that interplay with your whole body. So this is your personal power. It's very hard to be retracted or contracted and fearful when we are expanding this out in a very beautiful, light and expansive way. Also, being more amenable to downloads or transmissions from your guide, maybe hearing a whisper, maybe asking him to or her to draw closer to interplay, maybe touching your cheek in moments of meditation, that where you have a raised vibration and are able to commune. Yes, I did see, Jesus was just going to say, looking to meditations such as from this vessel around communication with your spirit guide. So I've just finished a masterclass in meditation, which is to assist with the current increase in vibration and maybe how you deal with that. And also for those that are looking for, what are my soul's gifts? What am I here to do right now? So just something which has got a significant meditation which may help you get a little bit closer to that. So that is new on my website. And next up is the Spirit Guide how have I done this? Yes, it's coming soon. I've already completed it. I can't even remember what I've done. That is going to be up soon as well. So that also has a meditation to connect in with your spirit guide. So look out for these. They're coming up regularly. It's just the processing and putting them up at the moment on my website. The links are in my description. And he's saying thank you for your interjection. No problem, Yeshua. Realizing that the majority of you on this channel will be undergoing this gentle upgrade. This is one to help keep you on your toes and strengthen your intuition, and to give you more clarity to your soul's journey, that which has been behind you and that which you are stepping forward into, understanding that all is one, and that as we are moving into this higher vibrational state of quickening, you might say, again, I'm just getting the concept of time itself is starting to coalesce. So instead of that linear ruler where we are here and this is our past, and we only see that one lifetime, that one ruler, and then we're moving forward into the future, which we don't have any awarenesses of or can't see unless you've got intuitive capability, that, and past lives not being something that we have access to, kind of being a parallel, that actually it's all coalescing into one, and therefore the ability to access different aspects of this also growing. So being aware that you may start to come online with more of your natural born or soul gifts, feeling a calling towards this. This also will strengthen. So we've talked about this a couple of times, but I do know that a lot more people are starting to undergo this upgrade, and there are more to come. So we've got, I'm seeing like a bell-shaped curve. So there's some that are being rolled out early, perhaps they're vibrationally aware or at a higher vibration already or working on this, and it's a bell-shaped curve. So this is over the next, I'm hearing 8 to 10 weeks, so maybe kind of a peak period in around 2 months, I'm hearing. So it'll be like weeks 7, 8, 9, weeks 7 to maybe 10 is going to be the majority of the rollout. So expect there to be a lot of exclamations, a lot of noise, a lot of chatter on the communities, and a lot of seeking answers. So being aware of where you are seeking these answers, we on these channels will assist you with leading you to those that we consider to be leaders in the field, those who are looking for outcomes of their students and are able to give soul-led truths brought to them directly from their communication with spirit and the study that they have undertaken, as well as their experience in the field, not necessarily going with those who think, oh, I can post something up and have, I'm just hearing, turned this out from ChatGPT. There will be a resonance that is felt with each guide that is presenting themselves. So being very wary. I'm hearing being on your laurels and looking for the resonance, the feeling of where to, I'm hearing, put your money, because I think there's going to be a lot of people looking for some assistance. So looking for that which resonates with you, that which you know will hold you, that which holds a higher vibration, and that where spirit is very integrated with the process of growth. I'm hearing such as this channel. I'm just getting such a big plug at the moment, and maybe it's because of that. I'm not sure, but thank you, Yeshua. He's saying he has been transmitting with me for some time now, and he knows the entire picture. He knows the vibrational state. He knows the homeland of this vessel, and he knows her soul path and journey. So this is one that you are able to resonate with. This is one that we work closely with, and her growth will be astronomical and quick once she gets started. This is due to her diligence and ability to overwork where necessary. Yes, they say I'm a loner, like last time, introvert. Like literally, I am a worker. So once I've got something, which I always seem to, then I just head down and get on with it. So it does interfere with my social life a bit, but I do get a lot of satisfaction out of what I do. So, and he's saying that he concurs with that. But had I given me time to, and I'm seeing like twiddle my thumbs, then I would be looking for projects with which to place myself and with which to, I'm just seeing build. So I would be building something. It's just inherent in my nature. Okay, I'm seeing what looks like a peddler on a horse. Looks like we've got another medieval story, because this looks like a medieval man. It's a clip-clopping of a horse. The horse has got it's got the long hair around the hooves, so it's got quite big hooves. He's clopping along, and he's got quite interesting medieval clothing on, as if he's an entertainer. And the horse is adorned slightly similarly. It's pulling a little bit of a cart, and I feel like within that cart you could pull out a lot of treasures, and he could erect a Punch and Judy show. So this is like a traveling entertainer. Okay, there are many of you on this channel who have been travellers of days gone by. Pilgrims, you might say, travelling from place to place and spreading the word. So what I'm seeing is like a Punch and Judy show going on with the puppets and people sitting out of the front, having a lot of entertainment, occasionally throwing something and generally just enjoying themselves. But at the same time, the peddler passing on news and talking to those in the community, people coming to him and asking about the news on places that he has visited. There are also those of you who have been minstrels and have travelled, and I'm seeing it looks like Northern England or Scotland, going from inn to inn, playing a tune upon your flute for a bite to eat and a place to rest, but having the gift of the gab, being able to either sing a song or tell a story, tell a fable, I'm hearing, that which draws a crowd, maybe even being one akin to poetry, being able to give a stanza or two, and this could be in comedy, in jest, or it could be a very interesting and lovelorn story, but that which garners you a few pennies, a slap on the back, a drink of ale, a place by the fire, and somewhere to rest your weary feet for the night. You battling it out in all kinds of conditions, never knowing what tomorrow will bring, never knowing where the next place will be to lay of the head, never knowing if you will be beset upon by stragglers who are requiring your coin for their own. So know that this pioneering spirit is within many of you. This is the past life of a number of you on this channel, and that you have the ability to step forward into the unknown, not necessarily knowing what tomorrow will bring, but knowing that you know how to make your way, that you are resilient, that you have always made ends meet, and that there has always been enough to fill your belly. This is something that you will bring forward into this current time, and you may show others this way forward, that which does not necessarily rest on surety and certainty, but is able to work with uncertainty in a way that is untroubled. And this may be your gift, which is coming forward at this time. So we're still speaking about the gifts. This is very important as you are coming online, and so too are your gifts being brought to you, and maybe a different way of being is what is required at this time and what is needed to be brought forth. But this may not be settling within your body, within your soul. I must be like everyone else. I must have that security, that foundation. I cannot be a traveller and going from place to place and spreading a word or talking to others and communities as I go. But this may be your calling. So I feel maybe we're going to get little breadcrumbs along the way of some of the gifts which are being made available to you. I'm seeing the stables and the horse. Okay, so Jesus was himself born in a manger. He was considered or his party was considered stragglers at that time, and yet they were assisted. And understanding also that many of you are urchins of the past, those who have resided in medieval times and been pickpockets and able to survive and find your way. In fact, having much joy, conferring with the other orphans and enjoying the play, the singing of the nursery rhymes and the Ring-a-Ring-a-Rosy. So oftentimes things being difficult just being a state of mind, that which requires certainty, that which requires a certain amount of money, or I'm hearing coin, within the bank, that which would like fuel and fuel excises to be at a certain value to feel more security. So just allowing some of this to maybe not hanging on to some of these certainties, maybe embracing a little bit of uncertainty is the way forward. Most of you, if not all of you, having undergone this in some past life and interplaying with this in a most successful manner. So calling upon those aspects of your soul at this time for your strength. Leaning on each other. This is something which you have also done in times gone by and which you may be required to do again. This will be an unlearning of societal norms, which has in modern times told us that we must be independent, that we must interplay alone, that we must mow only our own little patch of grass out on the front of our doorsteps. So the growing of communities, changing the mindset, bringing in one land value, or I'm just seeing one area of land, many residents being on this land, many families interplaying, like a village of old, you might say, but sharing the costs and the infrastructure among these communities are starting to pop up and are becoming a reality and will become even more so in times going forward. We keep heralding to you the steps to lead you, to assist you into better futures, those where you are not so reliant and therefore so compliant and so complicit with maybe governmental and other leadership. So it's a way to become more independent from some of our governing, I guess, that which doesn't lean and require so much from like electricity grids, from hearing gas lines, from even kind of sharing of vehicles, so along fuel as well. So as simple as carpooling. Okay, let's go back to see if I can just go back to just Yeshua. I always feel like when it's we, it's my guide. I have the angelics always. Yeshua has stepped forward. He's talking about yesteryear. So again, being aware of the pioneers of yesteryear and bringing some of their mentality forward. There's something that's been lost, the sense of resilience. There was a lot of working with the land, a lot of endeavours that had some physicality involved with them, which seems to maybe have kind of passed us by, us becoming a little bit more less robust. Okay, now he wants to speak about, he's saying the elephant in the room. Oh, weight gain. And, okay. So minding your physical bodies. Some of you not moving much further than the bedroom to the lounge, to the study, to the television, and invariably the kitchen. Not minding what foodstuffs you are maybe producing, and I'm hearing inhaling, but that you are allowing to interplay upon your body. So some of this being due to factors such as boredom, of lower self-esteem. So very important to do the things that give you joy, to become back in touch with your body and its needs, to connect yourself with your solar plexus and your sense of internal power. Some of you having given away your power to another, and then it's like the eating of the food or the overeating to try to make up for this lack or this feeling of unworthiness. So spending some time, maybe this could be in a chakra balance scenario, one where you don't feel so beset by your emotional troubles, where you are getting a stronger sense of yourself and your soul, and then you are able to express that and action that in a bigger manner, and that can lead you into less, well, it's like a form of self-sacrifice and more into one of self-empowerment. This will be important also in days going forward to have your physical sense of physical strength. Also, that is providing you with mental and emotional resilience. These are things that will be required as soon as the beginning of the following year, so maybe 2027 and forward. There will be times where you will need to have perhaps your emotions and your mental state really supporting you and in a state of strength, one where you can stand in a stance of strength and help assist the community. And I'm just getting some visuals on that. So I'm seeing there's like some raging fires, and so it's like scenarios. There's flooding. So I feel there could be, just as we know, and as is already happening, just that a few things that are occurring which require you to have your wits about you, to be maybe a little bit nimble, to be able to assist, to be able to action, and then be very strong and resilient. Okay, caring for the neighbour, reaching out an arm where it's required, being part of a community, not sitting back and waiting for others to maybe commit to something such as like Rural Fire Brigade, but being part of this as well. Hearing search and rescue. So there are various organisations which you can get involved in which are very healthy and helpful. Ones where you have a sense of camaraderie and one where you feel you are making a difference. I'm also hearing animal rescue and animal welfare. There is much that you can be involved with. I'm also hearing like ocean cleanup, ocean awareness. I'm seeing groups of people actually doing plastics pickup on the beach. So I guess there's different organisations that we can be involved with that's helpful. I'm seeing a leprechaun, and it's like Hans Christian Andersen, or a goblin or a gremlin or a dwarf maybe. It looks more like a dwarf actually. I'm seeing Snow White, so it must be a dwarf. And how everybody has something different that they bring to the table. So there was dopey and sneezy and happy and grumpy. So understanding that we are all different, that we all have something different which we are bringing to the table. We all have a unique soul purpose. We are all residing from, I'm hearing, an outer planet that may be differing from another, and we have come with a different energetic resonance. There are many starseeds. There are many who are here that have the form of autism and other seeming disabilities. So they're not really disabilities. They're seeding something different onto the earth, or assisting us with our passion or our compassion and with our hearts. So everybody bringing something different. So minding the judgment as well. Taking a step back. What is it like to walk in their shoes? This is something that you may not be able to realise. This is something that may not be available to you. Them having walked in their shoes for their particular reason. Maybe they are an alcoholic or a drug addict. maybe they can overcome this addiction, and then maybe they are that next fantastic counsellor that will assist someone else to overcome their addiction, knowing what it is like to walk in their shoes. So minding your judgment, minding what you think or what goes through your head when you see another with tattoos all over their face. This does not necessarily iterate or reverberate what is going on the inside in their soul. So using your abilities, your intuition when connecting with people, doesn't matter whether they have multiple earrings displaced upon their ear, or whether their makeup is too heavy, or their clothing too dark, or they have a scowl upon their face. Perhaps they are emulating some of their friends, and perhaps they think this is the way to be at this time, not feeling safe to be their lovely, soft, gentle soul selves at this time. So we are all here learning and growing, and this will occur with each of us at a different rate. So embracing all upon the planet and helping to uplift them in times of need as well, not setting one person against another. And I'm hearing, as was often seen during the 2020 lockdowns, where neighbour was pitted against neighbour in some scenarios out of fear. So using this as a lesson, now that there have been broken relationships through that period of time, realizing this is something that we do not want a repeat of. How can we support another rather than pointing the finger? This we must give to you in simple lessons, those that are lessons of old, those that are given to you by ministries in your, I'm hearing Baptist church. I don't even know what a Baptist church is. Those which you may have heard before, given in a form of sermon, you might say. Those which you think would be straightforward and that I'm hearing Neri, but that's a very old-fashioned term I was just hearing, so I'm just putting it in layman's terms, that thinking that you don't need these lessons, that you don't need to hear them. Of course, that's straightforward. Everybody knows that. But in actual fact, as soon as the pressure's on, there is an instinctive pulling away and maybe and division and separatism quite often instead of coming together. And so in times going forward, when there are treacheries, when there are environmental issues, when you feel you can't lean upon your government and leadership, then this is going to be of utmost importance. And so remembering these things. So just starting to see where you lead your life in a little bubble of isolation, where you're only caring for yourself, and starting to extend that bubble. And this may take some time. So beginning now being paramount, extending that bubble, seeing who else you can bring into it, and seeing, and it's like when you break open an egg and you're like, oh wow, it's a double yolk, or a very large banana, and it's actually two bananas that have grown in one skin but very closely together. So it's like that, the joy, the bonus of having that extra. So Jesus has just given me, Yeshua, drawn back to his attention again, or drawn back to him again, and he's just saying these are the kind of things that he would walk from town to town. I'm hearing Bethlehem. And that he would sit under a tree. So I'm seeing a tree and it's kind of dusty, and he would draw a crowd and just talking about some of these things. And so he's saying that times haven't changed that much. People still needing an ear, a reminder, and a way, like leadership onto ways of being. And this being so necessary because our current leadership taking us and leading us into that individualism, that overwork, that looking out for oneself, because this is how they are behaving, and it's inevitably being kind of filtered down to each individual. So making sure that these are things that we are telling our children as well, behaviours that we are saying, this is a better way, perhaps you should look at things this way. This might have been an easier way to deal with that situation. You may have found a better outcome had you taken this path. So leading them to some of these teachings as well, being very important. I'm hearing Paul the Apostle. There were many apostles, many who have walked the earth, and who were in connection to higher realms that came from higher consciousness, higher vibrations outside of residing on the earth plane, who had been here often multiple times before, and who are still resounding with the earth in some ways. So this could be one of you on this channel. This could be your reincarnation. So tapping into those aspects of yourself, those aspects that had the knowing, those aspects that have the teaching. This is a very strong soul and not one with an ordinary path. Where are you needing to be incredibly resilient and strong? What is it that you're shining a light on that is going on in the world at this time? Who were you in that past life? And I'm hearing Paul the Apostle again. I have a feeling we have a Paul the Apostle listening to this episode. I'm also hearing Archimedes and other Egyptian deities. Okay, there are many. There are many. This is why they say you do not know who you are. So maybe raising to the occasion, making sure that you're not letting down that past life aspect of yourself by playing too small in this life, by missing that boat of opportunity. And now I'm seeing like a Viking boat and a strong leader at the helm, very big and fierce and brawny, warrior-like, black hair and the big horns on his head, and come on men, and the boat's up and down in rough seas. So drawing those aspects of yourself, I'm hearing that he has very bear-like qualities, and this is something that is residing in someone on this channel at this time, someone who's actually now in a feminine form but has that ability to, that warrior spirit that can rise up within her. This is very intriguing. There is also those of you who were like a Tinkerbell, a fairy, you might say, who come from very enlightened, very delightful vibrations, those of the nymph and the fairy. And so you come with a very light vibration, and you have a different role, something different that you're bringing onto the earth's plane. This is also something which will then be energetically and maybe through genetically passed on through your children. So seeding the future generations as well. So this is why it is very important to concentrate your energies upon these children, those that will pass this on for the next lifetime and the lifetime after that, one where you may again reincarnate and be involved. And so what kind of world would you like to reincarnate back into during this time? These are some of the concepts which you must grasp and become aware of. A lot of you perhaps thinking, this is not my problem, this climatic experience that we are having will end upon my death, but that not necessarily being the case. You may be residing here again on the earth plane in 3 generations to come, and your earth plane may not be so pretty as it is currently. So once again, just unfolding and bringing you some awarenesses, some sprinkles of truth, that which will allow your mind to crack open a little bit further, to allow the light in, to lift the veil, you might say, that which will assist you upon your transmission, which you will receive of this energetic upgrade, that which you may become aware of, and that which will open up for you. This is a very exciting time, and I'm seeing like medieval knights and fairies and goblins and all kinds of things. So the awarenesses, it's all just coming into one ball, all being mixed together. So this is where we are. Again, I'm seeing that linear ruler bending around, becoming a circle. I don't know how ruler becomes a circle, but it just becomes a circle where we become aware of all of everything. And this will not be all at once. It's like components, little light bulb moments here, aspects of understanding there. So this takes some time to evolve. This takes some time to unfold, and this also needs to be a process which is not too overwhelming for the psyche, for the brain. So one that must be rolled out gently. So do not be concerned, and start to be excited about what will unfold, and be, I'm hearing, confronted, because it might be like woof, to you. So I am nearing the end of my tale, that which has been very gently given today, that which is discussing the fate of some of you going forward over these next few weeks. So remembering this when something odd happens, when you're feeling a little bit differently, a little bit of excitation in your body, a little bit of understanding of another soul's journey, remembering that you too may have undergone your inspirational upgrade. So being gentle with yourself during this time, and allowing, I'm hearing, rest and respite, and also partaking of clean and fresh water and food. So watching your higher vibrational requirements to support the state at that time. I thank you, and I bow to you, you soldiers of old, and goblins and fairies and the like, and I leave you now. Oh, okay, that's mostly about the upgrade and things that are happening. Well, I did manage to do that with a headache. I did feel a wee bit slower at times, I have to say, and twice I'm like, what are you saying? In my mind, so it definitely wasn't the same flow. So sorry if it had a different tone. I've just been quite busy, so I've given myself a little bit of a headache. So very exciting. I didn't have a gentle awakening. I had a very sudden one. I had caught my electrocution. For those that have heard me speaking about it, it was rather sudden and violent. I was kind of aware it was happening without being aware that that's what it was that was going to happen. But I imagine that, yes, so my vibration is going to rise as well. And so, yeah, there'll be differences that I'm seeing as well. So maybe if I'm aware of that, then I'll let you know how that is. And maybe anyone in the comments can say, let me know if they've already undergone it and how they feel. So it's generally in through the crown. Some people might get a little bit of a shaking, but you will be aware of it, or most of you will be aware of it. It lasts for a short period of time. Someone has said for them it was about a minute, and it was just something where they're aware of something streaming in their crown. So just relax, allow it to happen, and know it's beautiful, and and then just enjoy. And what else was I going to say about that? Oh, yeah, I attracted animals like dogs in particular, just like woof. And after that, I could write down about 6 of my past life. I could just see them all and write down a lot of details about them. And then over time, I actually could see a lot more about each one and found out more about them. So most of us who are not starseeds, they've had plenty of past lives here before, so there's usually a number of mixed bag of all sorts mixed in there. Some which are very amazing, and some which could be a little bit more ordinary, or one that you maybe have rested a little bit more through. So yeah, it's all very interesting. Certainly really interested to hear from anyone in the comments that's already experienced this. So thank you, as always, for being here, and thank you for my beautiful comments. It was so sweet of Gabrielle to tell me about about the encouraging comments. Well, I tell you, which I found quite amusing. And to be honest, I really do love reading your comments. Some of you are just like super amazing. I've got so many that I don't get the opportunity to necessarily respond very fully, so I just try to acknowledge everything that everyone said. Anyway, thanks as always, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.